Hey guys, it's Michelle. So you have graduated and it's time to Adult 101. First things first, congratulations to every single person that has graduated or is graduating this year. You've run the race and it's actually amazing that you're getting to this point. We've been seeing the snaps, we've been seeing the pictures on Twitter, the posts. You guys are killing it, snazzy, bring it home. But now that you've graduated, the buzz is over, the buzz is done, you back home. What must happen? We need to also understand that the reality in South Africa is that most of us graduate without even having a job in promise, and we actually need to just start and job seeking and adulting 101, right? So in this video, I'm just sharing tips with you guys for graduates or people that are graduating this year, or possibly if it applies to you and you've already graduated, how to just maneuver around life and adult 101. Pretty much. So first things first, it's okay to be nervous, but don't crawl back into school without a plan. Without a plan is the key word in this sentence, okay? I've seen this happen to a lot of people where school keeps us so busy and it makes us feel like life is progressing and there's a plan. But after you're done and you've graduated, you're back at home, there's no job, you actually realize, okay, wait, this is not, as great as I thought it was. You're struggling to get employment, and sometimes the shame or the guilt of feeling like so much money has been spent in my education, but I've got nothing to bring it back. I don't even have a job. And a lot of us actually then start crawling back into school without a plan and register for the next coming course. We register for the next coming degree because we want to keep ourselves busy. If you do not have a plan to do that, if you really don't have a long-term plan of why you are taking that course, do not crawl back into school, because what ultimately happens is you crawl back, you do the degree. After 2 degrees, you still don't have a job. You still don't have a plan on where you're going. You still don't have a plan on what you're actually doing. You're basically becoming overqualified to relatively be unemployable in the states which our economy is in. So that's the biggest mistake you can definitely make as the first one when you've come out. And it's okay to be nervous, guys. It's really okay to be anxious about where your life is going and how you're actually going to be moving around. But don't let that get in the way, and don't let that make you cringe back into varsity again. Number 2, start attending events for your industry. So if you are in law, in engineering, whatever the case is, look at expos, look at events, start attending events in those industries, especially if you're unemployed. If you are, that's great, but start attending them so you can actually, build relationships with people in that industry and just kind of see how things are actually working in the real world. Because I feel like sometimes varsity can actually keep us in this little ecosystem that we are living in, that we're so comfortable in. We don't realize the reality of what's actually out there. So that is really important for you to actually start getting into. Number 3, realize you're going to lose a lot of friends. Adulting is no fun. Adulting can be very difficult, and you are going to lose touch with people that you have been friends with, people that you were studying with, people that you were really tight with. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're actually just moving into an island where you need to start building, where you need to start basically discovering yourself or in your place in the real world. And you just need to just prepare yourself for that. Number 4, start applying for jobs. I've done so many videos on job applications, but let me just give you a brief tip on what to do with this. And I know some people might not agree with this, but you know what? Different strokes for different folks. We realize that it is so difficult to actually get employment in South Africa as a whole. Like, for you to apply for a job, you will apply countless times and sometimes might not get. And what I have done before and recommended to a lot of people is you don't necessarily in the beginning have to apply for a job that you qualify for. So for instance, if you qualified law or whatever it is, you don't necessarily have to apply for a lawyer, because sometimes you might not get it. And I'm not saying don't apply it. You can actually apply for it, but sometimes don't limit yourself to applying for that. Apply for the receptionist position at the law firm. What you are doing is you are actually giving yourself a chance to actually build the relationships with people in there, show your expertise, show what you've learned, and actually possibly get a promotion or get just a minimum level of experience, because something varsity doesn't give us in most cases is experience to actually work, experience to get into the workplace, which is a recommendation or which is a requirement to say for a lot of people and for a lot of job posts. And when you get experience, even if it's an admin, but you've got a degree in law, you've got a degree in HR, it's so much easier to get a job because the employer does feel that you've got experience in the workplace. So start applying for jobs, start applying for those things in beginner. Give yourself, put a plan for yourself, give yourself a time frame. If you get a receptionist position with a law degree, it's okay. You will work, as a receptionist for 3 to 6 months, build the relationship, see how the market works while you are actually applying. Sometimes it will take a year, but you are actually getting income coming in, you're learning about the industry, you're learning about a firm, and who knows, you might end up with a promotion, you might end up actually starting your own law firm. So that's something to actually really get ahead of yourself in. I've seen a lot of graduates say that they won't take a job that doesn't pay X amount of money because they're so qualified. Guys, it is so unfortunate that the real world doesn't work like that. In the real world, sometimes you are going to have to work and do jobs that don't necessarily match up to your qualifications but pays the bills. But you need to just have a plan of where it is that you need to be, because you are not taking that job with an intention to stay there forever. You are taking that job to actually help you get ahead, help you get where you really want to get to. Number 5, if you want to get into entrepreneurship, this is the perfect time to actually start, mainly because you still have the drive. You've got the networks of the people that you're going to school with. You've got the events. You've got access to, the varsity buddies. You've got access to the varsity lecturers and the people that would be able to assist you. If you want to get into business, this is the right time to actually get into it. Start attending events where you can actually mingle with people. Start attending entrepreneurship seminars. Start talking to the right people that would be able to help you build, and start building. Number 6, do not feel the pressure to have your life together. Don't feel the pressure to have it all. Don't feel the pressure to buy the latest car right now. Do not be pressured. I must be honest with you guys. Some of us don't even have our lives figured out at our old ages. So don't feel pressured to want to be successful immediately. Don't feel pressured to actually make it. It's gonna take a while. Only a few people actually make it out and really start living the lavish lives. It's actually gonna take a while. Run in your lane. I think in essence, run in your lane, run at the speed that you have been given. Do not sleep on yourself, but just run the race that you've been given, and understand that your circumstances are different from other people's circumstances. And if you run your lane the way that has been given to, if you run your lane at your best, actually no one's going to beat you to it. And yeah, guys, good luck to each and every person that has graduated. We look forward to seeing you guys in the real world and what you guys are going to be coming up with, and all the best.